Alright, how you doing? This is my first video from the man cave. And what we're going to be doing is focusing on the hydrogen generator as outlined in the water for gas, run your car on water. Okay? Now anybody who has gotten these plans, you're going to have some sort of an overview diagram like this. And today what we're going to do is I'm going to try to show you what this thing's going to look like after you've assembled it. Now here is just a pile of the parts, okay? This is the main body of the generator itself. And I'm going to try to get a good shot with lighting. You can see there's a toroid coil inside this tubing. Here's a top view. Okay, you can see the electrical connections inside, and it's just some regular stainless steel rod that I've threaded on one end and bent. It's sticking through and epoxied. This is your check valve where your water is going to go into the unit. This is the main base assembly, okay, the electrode assembly. This is what takes the most amount of time and effort to build. Getting pipe that's going to fit with 45 thousandths of an inch gap all the way around is very tough. You can see the holes drilled at the bottom. There's a series of discs at the bottom that are glued and epoxied with spacing rings inside between the outer electrodes and the inside of the cap. You've got the drain cock at the bottom and the two rods coming through, which are your electrical connectors for the electrodes themselves. One's positive, one's negative. This is the top of the generator assembly. Inside this little cage thing, let me set this camera down and hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing here. But there's the float in here. Your wires just come through the top. I'm still waiting for my pressure relief valve, which is going to thread into here. This is going to be the main hose to the engine compartment. And right here is going to be another little pressure nipple that's going to run to my pressure gauge so that I know what the pressures inside the generator housing are going to be. When you put this together, this just simply slides over. You thread it on. I'm not going to epoxy this. I want it to be serviceable. But with the right fit, it should be fine. And then this just slides on and you will epoxy it. To work on this, what I've done is I've made a wooden stand. And when I set this down, that stupid little shark fin on the back here can fit into the slot. And then I can set it right up into the slot that I made in the shelf in the back here, as you can see. And now it's got a stable platform for me to work on it through my testing. Because I've got a lot of testing that's got to be done once I get my pressure relief valve installed in the top of it. Now, I'm going to move back and show you. This is my control module so far. I have it set up in a cardboard box just for ease of testing and working on it. I have turned it on. It does work. I've still got to play with waveform patterns, but I'm going to give you a close-up. These top are for the electrode frequency adjusts. These are for the coil frequency adjusts. Power switch, LED light that'll tell you when it's coming on. The wires are just in the box. And I made two boards. One board controls the electrode. This board here is for the coil. This big chip is for the logic circuit to help these two communicate. We're going to go into that in depth. I think a lot of what happens, a lot of people buy these plans. Nobody in the past, 7 to 9 years has been able to successfully make this thing work. And since the guy died, okay, who designed it. I think what happens is when they get to that logic circuit, they say, the hell with it. My electrodes are putting out hydrogen. I think that's good enough. I'm not going to deal with this coil circuit. It's working. The problem is, it'll work. It's not going to work the way it was intended. You need that other type of hydrogen to control your timing in the engine so you don't blow holes in the top of your pistons. So we will go over that in great detail. Right now I'm just giving an introduction, bringing you all into the man cave and showing you that there are some of us out there who are really trying to do this. It takes a little patience. You need a dedicated space to be able to work. Some what I would consider a little more than basic tools. You do need a drill press and a fly cutter, a soldering iron, some magnifying tools, and so forth. But it's not a big deal, and you can do this if you want to badly enough. One thing I do want to say is, as you're watching these videos, if you have questions, please feel free to email me. Here's my email address. I'll get another shot of it. I can't tell if you can even see it because I am my own cinematographer. But it's kenscotto@comcast.net. Look forward to your emails. I'll try to be as thorough as I can answering them. But I'm a single father, and you know, my time is a little bit limited, so just have patience and I will get to you. So I guess that's it for today. The next time you see me, I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually be doing some testing on the control module itself. I'm going to set up my 2-channel lab scope and show you how we're going to pinpoint test for different frequencies and outputs. Until then, happy mechanicking.